Assalamualaikum to one and all. In this episode, we analyze a problem on fluid dynamics, that is, an application of the Bernoulli principle and the equation of continuity. May I enjoin you to stick around till the end of this video, watch and learn. The question is, in a Venturi meter, see the attached figure below, that uses fresh water. The pressure difference between points 1 and 2 is 8.1 raised to the second power Pascal, and the wide and narrow parts of the pipe have radii 2.5 centimeters and 1.2 centimeters respectively. Question letter A, find the difference in the heights of the liquid levels in the two vertical tubes. And question letter B, find the volume flow rate through the horizontal pipe. Identifying the given quantities and the unknown variables, we have the pressure difference between P1, or the pressure at point 1, and the pressure at point 2. So we label the pressure difference as delta P, and it is given as 8.1 raised to the second power Pascal. We're also given the radius of the wider part of the pipe, right? So the radius R1 is given as 2.5 centimeters, while the radius of the narrow part of the tube, labeled here as R sub 2, is 1.2 centimeters. Since the liquid used in this pipe is, of course, fresh water, so we are going to use the standard density of water denoted by the Greek letter rho, equal to 1.0 raised to the third power kilogram per meter cube. And of course, we will let acceleration due to gravity, g, be equal to 9.8 meters per second squared. Right? Our first target variable is the height h, right? So the difference in the height, all right, between the two columns is due to the reduced pressure at the part of the venturimeter known as the throat, and this is labeled here as point number 2. And the second target variable is the volume flow rate, denoted by capital Q per unit time t. So when you say volume flow rate, we're talking about how fast the water is flowing, all right, within the horizontal pipe. Moving on to our computation, in order for us to determine the height h, we have to apply the definition of the gauge pressure, all right, or the pressure difference between points 1 and 2. which is labeled here as delta P. All right, so the gauge pressure is just equal to the product of the density of the liquid. In this case, the liquid is water, and acceleration due to gravity, and multiplied by the unknown height h. Right? So we come up with the working formula for the height h. All right? H is just equal to the gauge pressure delta P divided by the product of the density and acceleration due to gravity. So substituting, the height h is equal to 8.1 raised to the second power Pascal divided by the product of the density of water 1.0 times 10 to the third power kilogram per meter cubed multiplied by g, or 9.8 meters per second squared. So when we do our math, okay, we find the value of the height h equal to 8.3 centimeters. All right. And to be able to determine the second target variable, which is the volume flow rate, all right, we have to recall an important equation in fluid dynamics, which we call the equation of continuity, right? So the equation of continuity is expressed as capital A sub 1 times B sub 1 equals capital A sub 2 B sub 2, right? And the meaning of capital A sub 1 is just the uh, cross-sectional area, all right, of the wider portion of the pipe, or at point number 1, right? V sub 1 refers to the speed of the liquid water at point 1, all right? And the product, A sub 1 multiplied by B sub 1, is of course what we call the volume flow rate, how fast the water flows as it passes point 1, all right? And the equation of continuity simply means that the volume flow rate at point 1 is just equal, all right, to the volume flow rate when the liquid passes through point number 2. And that volume flow rate, all right, at point 2 is just the product of the cross-sectional area A sub 2, all right, of the throat of the venturi meter multiplied by the speed of the liquid water at point 2. All right, so A sub 1 times B sub 1 is just equal to A sub 2 times B sub 2. And that is what we call the equation of continuity. And, all right, to determine the magnitude of the velocity B sub 1 or the speed B sub 1, of course, we just isolate B sub 1 and come up with this equation. B sub 1 equals quantity A sub 2 times B sub 2 divided by A sub 1. All right, so once again, we emphasize that uh, according to the equation of continuity, um, the area of the, or cross-sectional area of the wider pipe, labeled here as A sub 1, okay, is in fact inversely proportional to the speed of the flowing liquid, that is B sub 1. right? A sub 1 is in fact greater than A sub 2, all right? But the speed of the flowing water, V sub 1, is uh, smaller or less compared to the speed of the water at the throat or at point 2. So that when the two quantities, the cross-sectional area and the speed V, are multiplied, all right, the product, which we call the volume flow rate, is just the same or constant at any point, all right, within the horizontal uh, pipe, all right? That is the essence of the equation of continuity, right? And since we're looking for, or we want an equation for determining the speed B1, all right? So we isolate B1 and come up with this equation, right? So that when we substitute, B sub 1 can be expressed as the product of A sub 2, all right? A sub 2 is just equal to pi r squared. And since the radius of the cross section, all right, at point 2 is given as 1.2 centimeters, okay, we have to square it before we do the next operation, all right? Anyway, pi here is a constant. We don't know the value of v sub 2 yet, so we just let it be v sub 2. And then divide it by the cross-sectional area, all right, at point 1, which is, of course, the product of pi times the square of the radius R1, which is 2.5 centimeters. So doing our math, right, we can express the speed of the water flowing at point 1, all right, equal to 0.23 V sub 2, all right? And for us to be able to proceed in determining what V sub 2 is, all right, we now apply Bernoulli's equation. So for a horizontal pipe, such as the one we are analyzing, the Venturi meter, all right, we consider the flow of the water to be just along the horizontal, all right? So there is no what we call vertical displacement or vertical height of the flowing water. So that our equation is simply in terms of what we have here now, all right? So, of course, already defined earlier, P sub 1 is the pressure at point 1, 1 half rho V sub 1 squared, all right, represents the pressure at point 1, all right, due to the change in the kinetic energy, all right, per unit volume of water. And that is expressed as 1 half the density of water times the square of the speed V1, all right? And the sum of the two pressures, all right, must be equal to the sum of the pressures P2 plus 1 half density of water multiplied by the square of the speed V2, all right? So 1 half density times V sub 2 squared also refers to the pressure that is associated with the change in kinetic energy of the water, all right, as it passes through point 2, right? So you will notice that there is no portion in this equation, all right, that is associated with the change in the pressure due to change in height. In short, there is no pressure included here that is associated to change in the potential or gravitational potential energy. So, in short, this is the uh, the simpler version of the Bernoulli's equation. All right, applied to a case where the motion of the liquid or the water in the pipe is simply along the horizontal. So this is the equation for Bernoulli's principle. And we can further simplify this before we do some substitution. Right? Transferring P2 to the left side, we get P1 minus P2. And 1 half rho V1 squared also transferred to the right side, and we come up with 1 half times rho times quantity B sub 2 squared minus B sub 1 squared. And substituting the given, we have the pressure difference P1 minus P2 equal to 8.1 raised to the second power Pascal. And uh, 1 half of the density of water, or zero point 0.5 times 1.0 raised to the third power kilogram per meter cube, all right? And multiply it by B sub 2 squared, all right, minus the square of B1, which we now express as 0.23 V sub 2, okay? Square that and subtract it from 1 V sub 2 squared. That is, our equation now is uh, reduced to 8.1 times 10 to the second power. All right. For simplicity, we don't include the units for the meantime. All right. And the result of getting 1 half of the density, all right, is 5.0 raised to the second power. And multiplying it by the quantities inside the bracket, or b sub 2 squared minus the square of 0.23, that is 0.0529 times b sub 2 squared. Right? So multiplying 5.0 to the second power by the quantities inside the parentheses, we come up with this. 8.1 times 10 to the second power equals 5.0 times 10 to the second power multiplied by 0.947 b sub 2 squared, which is the result of getting the difference between b sub 2 squared and 0.0529 b2 squared. So multiplying 5.0 raised to the second power by 0.947 b sub 2 squared, we get 474 b sub 2 squared. And that's equal to 8.1 raised to the second power. We finally get the value of b sub 2, all right, by dividing 8.1 raised to the second power by 474 and getting the square root, we get the value of v sub 2 equal to 1.3 meters per second. And since v sub 1 is just equal to 0.23 times v sub 2, it follows that v sub 1 is equal to 1.3 meter per second multiplied by 0.23, or 0.30 meters per second. All right. So, uh, according to the equation of continuity, right, b sub 2, in fact, is greater than b sub 1, right? Because the area a sub 2 is smaller than the area a sub 1. So with the speed B1 and speed B2 already computed, we can now proceed in answering question letter B, that is finding the volume flow rate of the water in the pipe. So we can use either A1 times B1 or A sub 2 times B sub 2. So using A sub 1 times B sub 1, all right, the area of uh, the wider cross-section, which is pi multiplied by the square of the radius, R1, all right, which is already expressed in meter, 2.5 raised to the negative 2 meters, square it, right, multiply it by pi, and multiply also by the speed B1, 0.30 meters per second. So we get the value of the volume flow rate equal to 5.9 raised to the negative 4 meter cube per second in two significant figures. So by way of checking, let's try also using the second formula, A sub 2 multiplied by B sub 2, right? The cross-sectional area A sub 2, of course, is pi multiplied by the value of the radius R2, already expressed in meter, 1.2 times 10 to the negative 2 meter. Square it, multiply it by pi, and by the computed value of B sub 2, 1.3 meter per second, presto, you will get the same result. The volume flow rate is equal to 5.9 raised to the negative 4 meter cube per second. Evaluating our answers, because the cross-sectional area A sub 1 is greater than the cross-sectional area A sub 2, the speed B sub 2, okay, came out to be greater than the speed B sub 1. And that agrees with the equation of continuity. And also, the pressure P2 in the throat is less than the pressure P1, all right? And these pressure differences produce a net force to the right that makes the fluid speed up as it enters the throat, and a net force directed to the left that slows it as it leaves the throat. This is in accordance with Bernoulli's equation or Bernoulli principle. Before we end, let us just emphasize the key concept that we applied in this problem. When an incompressible fluid with negligible viscosity or internal friction flows through a pipe of varying size, the pressure and flow speed both change. Where the cross-sectional area is small, the pressure is low and the speed is high. Where the cross-sectional area is large, the pressure is high and the speed is low. So that ends our tutorial for this topic. Till the next episode, mabuhay, mashallah. Thank you very much for your indulgence. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah.